was your reaction first to what Adam Silver had to say and then to Ja's statement?
Commissioner Silver seemed genuinely hurt.
Agreed.
Because he had this young man in his office just 2 months ago.
Yep.
And he said he was trying to help him understand by the ramifications about what he's doing and the harm not only that he's causing himself, but he's causing the product, the NBA.
Yep.
He said, you're one of the faces of the league. Gun violence is a problem, especially in our community.
Yep.
And so he's like, imagine what could have happened. And, you know, you take everybody else out, that didn't happen. But Commissioner Silver is trying to give him the worst case scenario. You could have hurt someone. You could have maimed someone. You could have hurt yourself. So I need you to understand the seriousness or the gravity of what you're doing. Skip, Ja's apology. I know I've disappointed a lot of people who supported me. This is a journey, and I recognize there's more work to do. My words may not mean much right now, but I take full accountability for my actions, and I'm committed to continue to work on myself. Skip, it's an AI generated. So unless it's Ja must be the most...
A million to one coincidence? Or
No, a billion.
Okay, billion.
That Ja statement is
right.
verbatim
No, you're
to
right.
that statement.
I agree.
In order for an apology, and Skip, an apology is it needs to be sincere, and it needs to be in your words. Because even when people give you things, Skip, when they give you statements, some of the wording needs to be in some things that you will say. It can't be all by a PR team, or people going to say that's disingenuous.
Yeah.
And because Ja doesn't talk like this, everybody looking like, what? And so you know the internet full of detectives. I mean, boy, look here. I don't know how there's any crime in America, but they better not put it on the internet because the internet's going to figure it out. Just like they saw that underneath Skip, the San Antonio Spurs thing. They looking up under there. Skip, Skip, he hurt. They're going to drop the hammer on him. Skip, I wish I could say, you know, Skip, I think he's going to get 16 games, 24 games. Skip, they're going to punish him because he didn't learn his lesson. He couldn't even wait 2 months before he did something like, Skip, okay, you want go to the gun range. But I'm just trying to figure out the need, the obsession to let the world see that you told. That's what I said. I need somebody to explain that to me.
But you know why. You want to show that you're, as you always say, I'm about that life.
Man, look
right?
here, man. No, I ain't trying to show nothing because there are people that's really out there about that, Skip, will check you and to see if you about that life. Now you got a lot of bangers say, oh, you think you about that? You think it's a game? Why put yourself into that? You're a hooper.
Yeah.
You're a hooper.
As Lil Wayne said to me the other day, he knows Memphis. It is full of some serious bangers.
Oh, yeah.
Serious.
For sure.
Like if you want that, you can get it.
One of the first, Skip, I don't know if you used to watch this, the first 48. They always was in Memphis. Memphis and Atlanta. And, come on, Ja. Bro, just say, get with your people. And I don't know who allowed them to put this out, Skip, because you know, Ja, come on, bro. You better than this, bro. Just speak from your heart. I disappointed you guys. I'm sorry. I got some things going on. Skip, it's got to be something really, really going on. And I don't want to speak, I don't want to speculate, get into conjecture or innuendo. But ain't no way you just get punished for something 2 months ago and you turn around and do the exact same thing verbatim.
Yeah.
Gun on IG Live.
Oh. Even though it was on your buddies.
It was on your buddies, but I'm saying.
You knew.
Yes. Hey, bro, put the camera down. Now, Skip, I'm telling you, hey, you come to my house, you got to turn your phone. Hey, as soon as you hit the door, turn your phone off.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's an emergency? Well, if it's an emergency, you don't need to be here. If there's a possible emergency, well, you don't need to be here. What? You need to stay where you were so to make sure everything is okay. But you don't need to be here. You got to turn the phone off. I'm just, Skip. You just, because he's somebody that has to automatically assume that everywhere he go, he's being recorded or he's being videotaped. He's Ja.
I cannot express to you how much I appreciate every word you just uttered and how much I co-sign and underline and put up in neon lights every word you just said. I wish you could sit down with this still very young man at 23 years of age and talk real to him, but it sounds like he's not about that right now either. Mm-hmm. And until he comes to grips with that mirror, with that man in the mirror, this will repeat until he seriously says, I got to change, or I'm gonna ruin it all. He's already made $40 million. He's scheduled to make $140 million, but he cost himself $39 million by not making an All-NBA team because of this behavior.
Right, and you're just waiting on what are the endorsers?
Yeah.
What are they going to think about this?
Nike has stood behind him. Nike even came out with a new commercial in the wake of this, the first IG Live gun wave. Powerade said no to commercials, and it looked like he was on the ropes with Powerade, but it just seems like he could lose both of them now. Nothing has happened yet. This is just me, and I'm so with you on this statement. I couldn't help but laugh when I read it, because I envisioned Ja calling up Devontae Pack, his childhood buddy, and laughing out loud on the phone as he read it to him and say, hey, this might be my best one yet. I told you before, he went up to the commissioner's office during his suspension, and it was over before you could snap your fingers, which I could not understand. But he goes up. Ja he's a smart kid, and he knows how to tell the adults what they want to hear.
Correct.
He's very good at speaking adult to the adults. And he went up and he spun the commissioner in circles. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes. I got this, sir. You are so right. I don't know what I was thinking. And the commissioner said, I was shocked when I saw that video last weekend, because I think the commissioner swallowed it hook, line, and sinker.
He did.
That this kid has changed right before your very eyes. And Shannon, I'm still not buying the Florida rehab, the counseling center. I'm just not buying it.
I don't think really anybody's buying that drive-through.
Yeah, okay. At best, it had to be a drive-through. And again, these facilities usually require a minimum of 3 weeks and optimal 6 weeks. And I told you, I looked up what Tiger did. He went to the Mississippi facility back when he went through his issue, and he stayed 42 days. Well, Ja was only gone from the NBA
42 hours.
Yeah, well, that's what it seemed like. And you know what? I hold the commissioner somewhat accountable here, because they gave him, it wasn't a wrist slap, it was a wrist tap the first time.
And I think they wanted to believe him. They wanted to believe that was someone else's gun. They wanted to believe that all the things, that the gun didn't make its way from Memphis on that plane. It was in the stadium, was in the arena at the Nuggets facility. And they wanted to believe everything, because they wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, because they would have had no choice but to drop the hammer on him. But they say, you know what, we're going to be lenient. Hopefully he learns his lesson, and he won't put himself in that situation again. Lo and behold, but Skip, sometimes my grandfather used to say, boy, sometimes you can't go halfway down. You got to go all the way to the bottom before you will understand.
You got to hit
And unfortunately, I hate it for Ja that he might have to hit rock bottom.
Yep.
And if there's a place that you can go lower than rock bottom, he might need to go there, because whatever that people have tried to tell him, or whatever some of the people have tried to instill in him, it's not resonating.
No.
Maybe there's something deeper, Skip. Maybe he needs to go for a real counseling session. Stay for some time and get to the root of this, because this fascination of what you're putting yourself. You don't need to do this. You got so much money at stake. I mean, Skip, this man, he's 23, 24 years of age, Skip. By the time he's 35, he could have 700 million, 800 million. And now you're talking about 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 generations. Now you're talking about really, really generational wealth. But he willing to throw it all away to bounce the NBA young boy in the wave of peace on IG Live to make people think. Nobody really think that. Ain't nobody think you hard. And I promise you, not one person in the NBA said, man, I ain't messing with you, man. You know, ain't nobody think like that. People see you on the street, they want your autograph. They're not running away from you because you a killer.
No. As my mother always told me before she finally went to AA and saved her life, she said, I had to hit rock bottom. Where you look in the mirror and you say, who are you? What has happened to you? Well, hopefully it doesn't have to come to this for this kid, but Shannon, something is very wrong here. I'm with you. There's some big problem here that has been unaddressed so far.
But sometimes, Skip, you do have, sometimes you get caught in a situation. And I remember I got caught in a situation one time. I was somewhere I didn't need to be, and got caught in a situation again about 3 years later. But I remember getting in my car as I was driving away. I said, I promised God, and I promised a few more gods. I said, God, you got me out of this situation. I will never, ever put myself in a situation like that again.
Yeah, that's just lucky. That's just
man.
You gotta reprieve.
Skip. I mean, so maybe Ja's like, ain't nothing gonna happen. I can skate by it. But 33 years later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yet the commissioner did say last night in his remarks that Ja has an incredibly huge following.
Yeah.
So they're doing everything in their power to save face for him and them, because he is a face of the league.
Yes.
He is wildly popular on YouTube because he can literally fly.
Yes.
He can fly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Nobody can high fly at, what is he, 6'2", the way Ja can.
Yeah.
And it's YouTube sensation, and we all want to watch him, and we all love watching him, and we got all that.
Right.
I don't really like the way he's barked more than he's been able to bite, right? But still, he's just so young, and he was the turnaround most improved player. So he's got some character to him that he can reach down and fix himself. He did in the basketball sense, right? He taught himself to shoot threes and won most improved player.
Skip, if these guys are really Ja's friends, they say, Ja, you know what we do. You know what we're about. We're going to protect you. Hit us up on the phone, call you, want to talk, see how everything going. But we're not going to bring this. We're not going to bring us, what this is, around you. We're not going to put you in harm's way. That's what real homies would do for you. They would never, ever, because you were the one that got away. That's their claim to fame. And Ja was my boy. I mean, man, Ja used to come to my house, man. My mom, he used to eat with me, man. We used to play video games, used to do all that. Yeah. That's what they should do. That's what he should be smart enough to say, hey, guys, you know what, guys, I love y'all, man. But at this present time, I can't put myself in harm's way.
Yeah. And you've made the point from the start. I like his father. He seems like a good guy, but he's no longer his father. He's like a brother.
Yeah,
right?
he's a friend.
Yeah, he's a friend. And he's part of the traveling circus. You know, he goes where
he's part of the problem.
Yeah, right? And so how is he going to counsel his son? How is he going to be taken with some credibility as a mentor to his son? Well, his son's going to say,
right.
You know.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate, Skip. I didn't have the money that Ja has, and I wasn't a player. But my grandmother would always, even to this day, my sister, if I'm wrong, my sister will tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like to hear it, Skip, but I know it's coming from a great place. If I'm wrong, my brother will tell me that I'm wrong, even though I'm the central figure now. And a lot of what happens is because of me.
Yeah.
Shannon, you wrong. What you mean? What you mean I'm wrong? Shannon, calm down. Let me tell you why you're wrong. This is what you... And raising your voice doesn't make you right. My sister quick to tell me, Shannon, raising your voice don't make you right. My brother quick.
Is she older or younger?
She's older. I'm the youngest.
Okay, there you go.
I've been taking care of my sister. My sister ain't had a job since she was 26. So my brother and I have been taking care of my sister ever since then.
But she is your older sister.
She's my older sister, and she's woman enough, and I love her and respect her enough that when she tells me I'm wrong, I'm really wrong. Okay. And she say, Shannon, I'm gonna tell you if you're right, I'm gonna tell you you're right. But Shannon, if you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong now. Okay. You might get mad at me and hang up and all that, and I do.
Yeah.
When she tell me I'm wrong, I get mad and I sit back and think about it, Skip. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Libby was right again. Me and my brother's more like, okay, that's what you think. I don't agree with that. He's a little bit more. I don't agree with it, bro. You know, hey, you know, I ain't gonna tell you anything wrong, but okay, if that's what you thinking. But my sister gonna flat out say, you wrong. And raising your voice and yelling and screaming doesn't make you right. Okay. And she say, I already know what you're gonna do. You're gonna hang the phone up.
So, to your point, when Ja Morant is sitting with his look-alike usher in the front row, he is not going to tell his son that he's wrong.
Because guess what? If he tell his son he's wrong, guess what? He ain't going to be sitting in the front row with looking like Usher. He ain't going to be taking pictures with Jack Nicholson.
No.
He ain't going to be shaking hands with Denzel. He's not going to be, all that goes away, Skip. Like I said, it's a dynamic shift. Yeah. When the child becomes the provider in a family.
It does. Yep.
But I won't surrender that. If my son would have become 10 times better than me and his uncle, I'm not surrendering dadship because you pay for something. Yeah. Neither should T. But Skip, that's what has happened. I'm afraid, Skip. When we see that in this, I don't remember, Skip, I can honestly say, Skip, when I was growing up, and I don't know if you heard this, I never heard a kid say, my mom or my dad was my best friend. I never heard that. Because they weren't. They weren't trying to be your best friend.
I never heard it. No.
But there's been
It shook me up when some of the kids my age would call their parents by their first name. I'd be like, what? You can't do that.
That's the same thing, Skip.
Yeah.
So when I hear people that, oh, that's my best friend, I can tell them, huh? No. There's a dynamic. The dynamic should never change.
No.
Parent, child, child, parent. Feel free, but if you think we on a level to be friends, because friends, you're on a level. We're not gonna be there. I just, like I said, if I'm wrong that Ja's been trying to get through it and nothing is resonating with his son, I apologize. But man, I would really have to have a heart to heart with my son and say, bro, even if you take everything away from me, I'm still gonna be your dad.
I got you. Final quick point. I'm reading the statement one more time. My words may not mean much right now. They don't, because we don't believe they're your words.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
And even if they're your words, what about the actions? The problem isn't the words. The problem is the action didn't match the words the first time.
Agreed.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.